KENS 5 Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Sarah Lucero.
And I'm Jeff Brady. Next at 6, monitoring Muslims. That's the solution to terror attacks, according to Ted Cruz.
He utilized the full force and fury of the United States to defeat radical Islamic terrorism, to defeat ISIS.
More from the Texas senator coming up.
Also, airports around the world beefing up security. But with no Europe-bound flights from San Antonio, should travelers here expect any changes? Plus,
I'm Dylan Collier on South Padre Island. The search for 18-year-old Justin Walker continues. Coming up, why the search has moved away from this seaside resort.
What the going on?
Yanks open the door and he starts beating on this passenger.
a mother watches in horror as road rage unfolds in the middle of I-10.
Karen Gray spoke to the woman after she posted the video on Twitter to warn other drivers. And Karen, evidently this all happened with her young child in the car.
Yeah, that's right. Brie Garcia says she was driving in her car in gridlock traffic with her 6-year-old daughter right there in the passenger seat when she witnessed apparent road rage. A man get out of his car and attempt to beat another man. Her instincts kicked in. She pulled out her phone and started rolling on it.
What the is going on?
I started filming it. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is really going on right now.
Trapped in gridlock on I-10, Brie Garcia said she immediately pulled out her cell phone and rolled on the violence.
He opened up the passenger's door and he started hitting the guy in the passenger seat, just continuously hitting him. We were in traffic. We were at a standstill.
She says the victim tried getting away by closing the door, but stuck between bumpers, there was nowhere to go.
He opened the door again, started hitting them all over again.
She said the suspect and another passenger, who could be seen throwing objects at the victim, retreated to their car. Garcia says she didn't get involved out of fear for her and her 6-year-old daughter's safety.
What the is going on?
Who knows what that guy had, if he had, a knife or a gun. He just got out of his car and came and attacked us. That's a scary experience for anybody. I think it'll definitely put a perspective to San Antonio that road rage definitely is no joke.
Meantime, Jeff and Sarah, we at KENS 5 provided a copy of that Twitter link to SAPD to see if any laws were broken in that video or even if they're investigating, and we're waiting to hear back. Meantime, in Texas, drivers can be fined up to $200 or 30 days in jail for aggressive driving. Reporting live, Karen Grace, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Karen. And if you got stuck on I-10 this afternoon over by UTSA, here's why. A single car rollover forced traffic to back up for miles on I-10 eastbound. Chopper 5 with that view of the scene a few hours ago. At one point, police considered completely shutting down the interstate to clear up the mess. They didn't have to go that far, though, and miraculously, the woman in that accident walked away. So how do San Antonio's traffic hours compare with other Texas cities? Well, according to the navigation system TomTom, Houston, followed by Austin, have the worst traffic in the state. In San Antonio, the congestion level is 18% compared with Houston's 25%. And the evening rush hour is worse compared with the morning commute. That list from TomTom was released earlier today. We have the full list, including cities around the world, on KENS5.com.
Cadaver dogs searched around a seaside resort much of the day on South Padre Island, but did not find San Antonio teenager Justin Walker. The 18-year-old has been missing now since late Friday, and our Dylan Collier is live for us on South Padre Island tonight. And Dylan, you're being told now the investigation is evidently going in another direction. Is that right?
That's what we were told within the last couple of hours, Jeff. Another young person went missing from this same music festival last year and was found days later dead in the marsh behind me. The Walker search so far has not gone down the same path, leaving the possibility he simply got in a car and left the concert with other people. As spring breakers spilled onto the streets of South Padre Island Tuesday, feet away, cadaver dogs took their turn at trying to find 18-year-old Justin Walker. But a search of 2 marshy areas and sand dunes near Walker's campsite turned up empty.
At this time, we're moving our investigation into the leads that we have.
Authorities plan to see if the Fair Oaks Ranch native appeared on nearby surveillance cameras, which would help determine which direction he traveled when leaving the outdoor festival. This woman, who lives on the island, spent the day passing out flyers for a missing teen she's never met.
We're hoping that this one doesn't turn out tragically like that one last year.
Police recovered Walker's car. His family says he hasn't used his cell phone or credit cards since going missing. Are you still holding out hope that he'll be found alive?
Absolutely, yes. There's always a possibility he could have left with anybody. There's thousands of kids coming out.
We also learned this afternoon that the Texas Rangers have interviewed 3 of Walker's friends back in the San Antonio area. The friends that were with him down here on the island all left over the weekend. Reporting live on South Padre Island, Dylan Collier, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Belgium's prime minister is calling for 3 days of national mourning following today's deadly terror attacks in Brussels. Bombs exploded at the airport and one of the city's metro stations. At least 34 people are dead. 9 Americans are among the wounded. And a manhunt is underway for one suspect caught on video with 2 of the bombers. ISIS is claiming responsibility.
Texas Senator and presidential hopeful Ted Cruz reacted to the attacks today by calling for a freeze on any new refugees from areas with known ISIS ties. And he's also calling for new powers for law enforcement to patrol Muslim neighborhoods.
It is time for us to implement serious vetting, and we should not be allowing anyone to come to this country that we cannot vet to make sure that they are not radical Islamic terrorism.
The Council on American-Islamic Relations condemned Cruz's comments, saying in part, quote, his proposal is dangerous, hateful, and unbefitting of one of the leading presidential candidates. We believe that all Americans should condemn that anti-Muslim proposal because it is anti-American and it is unconstitutional, end quote.
Texas-based American Airlines joined other U.S. airlines in canceling flights to and from Belgium through at least Thursday. This is video in Dallas where officers were equipped with AR-15 rifles shortly after the attacks this morning.
Officials at San Antonio International also increasing security, although passengers there may not notice.
Justin Bork is at the airport. And Justin, what kind of security changes are we seeing here?
Well, guys, it's all a little bit vague. Evelyn Bailey, a spokeswoman with the airport, tells me all of their security here that works for the airport wears plain clothes. She wouldn't tell me how many people they have, but she did say they tend to increase personnel and get more stringent with bag checks when events like this happen. Now, I did not notice anything different about this airport, nor did any of the passengers with whom I spoke. As for the security checkpoints, those are run by the TSA, which obviously is a completely separate entity. In a statement, the agency said they are adding security at some major airports, but they didn't say which ones. The passengers I spoke with today say they weren't too concerned.
I think security in the U.S. in general is pretty tight compared to other countries. So
I wasn't thinking about it until you asked me.
And I feel pretty safe in this country, so I don't worry about it too much.
Now, I'm told the biggest change passengers might experience is a few extra minutes going through the security line, although, again, those I spoke with had no complaints whatsoever. I'm also told there aren't any delays or diversions of flights, and there probably won't be because San Antonio does not have direct flight service to any of the major travel hubs in Europe. Reporting live, this is Justin Bork, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Meet the veteran famous in Galveston for playing loud and proud just about every sunset.
Stick around for his beautiful rendition of Taps. That's coming up. Bill?
Jeff, a mostly sunny Tuesday afternoon. Weather changes to discuss. And a big change on that oak count. It's been heavy, but now it really jumped near 9,000 today. Molds, mulberry, pine, all in the air, all light. Tracking the frontal boundary. It's going to arrive and bring some storms. Rain chances are getting better. First alert forecast is on the way.
We're not telling you how to use your garage.
I am bored.
But you could fill it with awesome products from the Honda Dream Garage sales event, like the Odyssey or the restyled Accord. They're a 2015 IIHS top safety pick with standard rear view camera.
Thank you.
Get moving to your Honda dealer. You've got a garage to fill. Get a great deal at the Honda Dream Garage sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
Where action takes place on stage.
And on the field.
Where history is made on Earth.
And in outer space. Where you can experience global culture
without leaving town.
Sometimes you just need an escape. Or in new adventure.
But no matter your taste, Houston's full of flavor.
So get out this weekend and make my Houston yours.
CBS Tonight. It's She Said, She Said.
She shot her husband. She shot my husband.
This is gonna be a messy one.
But what she says
Dad, I've been looking all over for you.
is the biggest mystery of all.
I could have a daughter.
Why'd you go find her?
We need your help.
We? New NCIS, then a vicious attack is just the beginning.
You went after my daughter. This is war.
New NCIS New Orleans after NCIS Tonight.
It's Truck Month at your San Antonio Ram dealers. Hard to believe a truck that works this hard on the outside can be this comfortable and refined on the inside. And right now, we have a ton to choose from and great deals across the board. Like $9,500 in total values on new Ram 1500 V6 Lodestar crew cabs. And Texas residents may be eligible for these additional offers. Visit one of these participating San Antonio area Ram dealers today. But hurry, this madness won't last long.
And time to talk traffic. Rush hour traffic has much of our instant traffic map in red, meaning traffic is stop and go. Now, this major accident on Highway 281 south at Grayson is now cleared, but you can see traffic remains backed up to Loop 410. Here's a live look outside I-10 at UTSA Boulevard. Traffic seems to be flowing great through there. You can find this traffic report anytime on KENS5.com. Sarah?
All right, thanks, Chelsea. Texas-based Six Flags is expanding to Vietnam. It'll be working with a private company there to build a theme park and a water park under the Six Flags and Six Flags Hurricane Harbor brands. The parks are expected to open in the next couple of years. Our media partners at the Dallas Business Journal says Six Flags also has parks under development in Dubai and China. Folks up in Austin were surprised to find out today that this year's X Games will be the last at the state capitol. An ESPN spokesman told our sister station ending the contract was a mutually agreed decision based off scheduling. The network wanted to move the event from early June to late July or early August, where they would not compete with several other sporting events, including the NBA playoffs.
Today is Diabetes Alert Day, and the University Health System is using it to bring awareness about the management and prevention of diabetes to our community. Many of the patients at the Texas Diabetes Institute have diabetes or family member with active diabetes. They're also celebrating the grand opening of their new Patient Education Garden in conjunction with the San Antonio Food Bank.
The community can come in, see how to grow vegetables, how to harvest them, and we actually have cooking classes so that the patients can come in and learn how to cook with healthy fruits and vegetables that are grown in their own area.
Great idea. Some of the vegetables in the garden include jalapenos, bell peppers, and zucchini. And we'll be right back.
Lease a 2016 Lincoln MKX for $379 or get 0.9% APR for 60 months only at your Lincoln dealer.
The tournament is on at Universal Toyota, and our bracket is filled with savings. It's the March-On Madness sales event, and we've got a huge roster of over 1,000 Toyotas, all discounted thousands. Score huge savings on home team vehicles like Tundra, now $11,000 off MSRP, or get a new Camry for only $153 a month. Plus, Corollas are a super low $99 a month. For Markdown Madness discounts, make a fast break and get to Universal Toyota today. Home of the real deal. I-35 North, just inside Loop 1604.
Ooh, that's a nice car.
This is the 2016 Chevy Traverse. It offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi, which can connect up to 7 devices. So all 7 of you can play at the same time. Come over here.
Wi-Fi car. That's so cool.
This car is amazing.
I love this car. It has Wi-Fi.
Current qualified lessees in Texas can get this Chevy Traverse for around $269 a month. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Mostly cloudy with a little fog in Cuero tonight, down to 64 before Wednesday's partly sunny, high of 82. Eyewitness News is back in 60 seconds.
Kraft is alive and currently on display in your Derby car. Correction, your son's Derby car. The rules clearly stipulate this is a chance for 5th graders to shine, not you. But even stand-in craftsmen deserve a well-crafted reward. Like our all-new lunch specials, including piadinas and grilled cheese sandwiches. For a limited time, get 10 off 35. Visit bjsrestaurants.com for more details. Good times aren't made. They're crafted.
There's a lot to see at Nissan Now. Award-winning safety, reimagined design, and premium interiors. 5 exciting new models. This is Nissan Now.
Choose the 2015 Altima and save up to $3,750, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months. Get your new Nissan now. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
I said, well, if I'm going to stand here and get killed, I might as well fight for my life. I got close enough where I could lob a grenade to where the foxhole was.
That was San Antonio veteran Santiago Jesus Eravia 2 years ago, shortly before President Obama awarded him the Medal of Honor for his service during Vietnam. Sadly, we've learned today Sergeant Eravia passed away this morning. He was 70 years old.
Tonight, we're meeting a veteran who has become well known on Galveston Island for his patriotic salute every night.
His tribute to his fallen comrades lets locals and tourists pay their respects as well.
Here's Rux Russell.
The sights and sounds on Galveston Island, nowadays punctuated by a patriotic tribute thanks to a former Marine taking on this one last mission.
And this started almost 4 years ago, I guess, doing taps at sunset.
For Guy Taylor, now 83 years old, it all comes down to one man.
This is Corporal Dave Champagne here.
A fellow Marine he once knew back when they were young recruits serving in the Korean War.
He was from Providence, Rhode Island. He and I were good friends.
10 days after this picture was taken, their squadron was ordered to take Hill 105. Champagne never made it out alive.
We were all kids, teenagers. Quite a few of them got killed.
Through the decades, he thought about his old buddy from time to time, never more so than 4 years ago, his first visit to his gravesite in Maine.
So that got me. That got me.
Which brings us to this home with a view, a bugle, and taps every evening. An old warrior healing some old scars, and so much more. Because from his perch atop his balcony, Taylor's taps also resonate down here on the streets.
It's a very emotional, yeah, very emotional.
It's quite the tribute to all the veterans, all the servicemen around the United States.
And the many who never made it back home.
You're reminded of it, and it gets stronger the older you get.
No more hills to take, just one last mission he vows to complete. Rux Russell, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
Great story. And you know, Semper Fidelis, that's the Marine Corps motto, always faithful.
Absolutely.
So, great example.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Yeah, you bet.
All right, weather-wise, we've got some changes to discuss. A frontal boundary is bringing in a better chance of rain, and it's one of these late-night, overnight events again. But first, down Broadway, from the Broadway condominiums on the first Tuesday of spring, a mostly sunny start with only a few cumulus clouds rolling in off that southeast wind. I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to probably lower those clouds by morning, and that's going to mean a little patchy fog, maybe even a little bit of drizzle to begin your Wednesday. I'll show you future radar in a moment. First, let's overlook I-35 into a mostly clear downtown at this hour. So it's going to take a little while before we start seeing the clouds stack up and lower. 76 with the south wind moving pretty good, about 18 miles per hour, humidity running 48%. Speaking of 48, that was Del Rio's low this morning. We stopped at 46, got as chilly as 41 New Braunfels, 43 Bandera, 41 Uvalde. So everyone north of the 30s, but a chilly start that will change dramatically by tomorrow morning. In fact, a lot warmer and a little more humid as temperatures will be 20 degrees warmer to start your Wednesday. We begin in the mid-60s. We finish in the lower 80s as a frontal boundary makes its approach. Remember, prefrontal warming. The atmosphere loves to heat up right before a front will move through. Now, this is not going to be a huge blockbuster front. No big change in temperature, but definitely a good chance of rain. You can actually see the front showing up by about this time tomorrow. So in the meantime, between now and then, we're going to get that south to southeast fetch, and dew points are responding. We had these in the mid-30s yesterday. They're 20 degrees higher, mid-50s, got a 60 at Goliad, and that's all pushing in our direction off those winds. So dew points, humidity, all rising more on Wednesday. That's going to mean 60-degree dew points, plenty of fuel in the tank to get a few showers started, and that's what future radar says happens as early as 4:30 a.m. tomorrow. So low clouds, a little bit of light drizzle, but that chance is best east of the city. San Antonio in on this, so you might have a wet roadway or two to negotiate on the Wednesday commute. But then look what happens by the afternoon. Dry. Most of tomorrow is dry, except for tomorrow's light morning drizzle and a little bit of fog. We wait for the rain until late Wednesday night, early Thursday, because we're waiting for this low. And once this low gets east of the Four Corners, it drags the frontal boundary through. You can see its position by this time tomorrow, swinging into action about 3 a.m. Thursday. We can't get a break from these overnight events, right? It just seems like every time we're getting a good rain chance, it's a late night and overnight, and that's the case again. Tomorrow, 61 to 82, a little bit of sunshine, but then 50 to 60% chance of showers and a few thunderstorms, again, overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. Then Thursday, sunny, breezy, and drier, 70. Cooler on Friday morning. In fact, that's cold, 42. And Easter Sunday, still looking at a slight chance of rain.
Everyone, wants to be drafted. But, yeah, as you said, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to every situation if you get drafted or whether you go, undrafted. And so being undrafted, like you said, it gives you the chance to really dive in and see where your best fit is and sit down and make a decision based upon getting drafted and, just going somewhere and not having a choice.
That's former UTSA tight end David Morgan, and today he participated in Pro Day on the campus of UTSA. It was David and 9 of his teammates. They worked out for several pro scouts. The players hoping to catch somebody's attention with the NFL draft coming up next month. Well, the Cowboys today addressed a need, and it was a big one. They went out and signed a running back. It is former Redskins running back Alfred Morris. He signs a 2-year deal that could be worth $5.5 million, $2 million of that guaranteed. He's a former 6th-round pick. He was a fan favorite in Washington. Remember that in his rookie year, but his numbers, they've declined over the last few years. Still, though, it gives the Cowboys a proven back to share time with Darren McFadden. And Morris will wear number 46 for the Cowboys. All right, tell me, nobody saw this coming, right? The Spurs playing in Charlotte last night. They race out to a 30-7 lead, and they lose 91-88. Now, Pop said his second team was out to lunch in that second quarter, and that's when the Hornets began their big comeback. They cut a 21-point lead after 1 to 15 at the break. They just kept cutting into that lead. In fact, after the third quarter, it was only a 5-point lead for the Spurs. They finally overtook the good guys in the fourth quarter. Spurs had their best chances to escape with a win, but they couldn't make a shot down the stretch. Tough loss after that big win over Golden State on Saturday.
Yeah, we had a great start, obviously. Played very well, moved the ball, shot the ball well. And after the first half, we were up 15. And, second half, they played a lot more aggressive. And I don't know, we just couldn't hit shots anymore. And they were making everything, and they got it going. And at the end of the second half, we had great looks. We had Danny Green open twice, to try to kill the game. Patty, too, had a great look. We had great looks. Kawhi, too, had a good look. But just didn't go in.
I just didn't go in. All right. The dunk contest is one of the most exciting things in basketball, but being good at it, well, it takes a little time, as you'll see. The final place coming up. Stick around.
A well-deserved Torch Award from the Better Business Bureau. Congratulations, John Wayne Service Company, for your business ethics.
Well done is better than well said, and we get it done well at Red McCombs Toyota.
Hurry, get a new 2016 Camry with no payments for 90 days or drive for just $189 a month.
So hurry to Red McCombs Toyota, I-10 West at Callahan.
Injuries never take a break. Neither do we.
Call Thomas J. Henry. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Simple. For a limited time, you can get a great deal on this Passat.
Wow, it looks really good.
Volkswagen believes safety is very important, so all 11 models come standard with an intelligent crash response system. 7 stability-enhancing systems. And equipment for 2 child seats. For those who take safety seriously. Like we do. The Volkswagen Safety in Numbers event is happening now.
Lease a 2016 Passat S for $189 a month, plus you can get a $1,250 Volkswagen reward card.
4x for scenic routes that only you find scenic. For the great outdoors and the great indoors. For knowing boundaries are there to be crossed. Jeep Cherokee. It's how we live 4x forever. Get $2,000 combined cash allowance on the 2016 Cherokee Latitude. And Texas residents get $1,500 bonus cash.
Dunk contest, right? Check this guy out. Oh, what the? He just can't quite get it to go, and it looks great and slow.
Oh, a wee bit off. Just a little off.
Man, just keep practicing, buddy.
E for effort.
We'll see you at 10.
Good night.